We've talked a lot about this, or I've talked a lot about this personally with my wife, is even we're talking about our own journeys. I've crest the age of 40 and thinking a lot about what was my outcome, what have been my outcomes in my own life, especially professionally, and what's the thing that motivates me and drives me, and what's the thing I hope to see in the future. And one of the things she actually pointed out just this last weekend was how a lot of what I do is to help other people achieve their goals too. And so there's kind of a deeper, more contributory motivation for myself. There's a greater purpose that I feel in that. Yet at the same time is the importance of having my own goal, my own must, the thing that serves me, that makes me feel like I am doing something I want to be doing. And you spoke earlier about your youngest and having a special needs child, and feeling that how important it was that you provide for them and the family and the things that you need as a family and household. But speak for a minute about what it gives you. Why are you motivated to do it? What's it serving for Pua outside of those kind of external factors?
I would say like a personal motivator. It kind of reminds me of when I did intelligence in the military. I went in, I didn't know what an intelligence person was. I just chose my job because I wanted to get out of there. But then when I ended up doing it and learning it and I applied myself, I actually ended up being really good at it. And I'm not saying that to speak highly of myself. I do have awards and, personal like recommendations and stuff, but I also loved it. And so I guess doing software development for me just proves to myself that I can do something new and I can work at it, work really hard at it, and I can be good at it um, while still helping others, if that makes sense. Like I can excel and I can show myself, like, hey, you did this, you conquered it, you're getting really good at it, keep going. But at the same time, not being so proud where I don't impart that knowledge onto others. Like, I can help in a mentorship and also in like a business wise, like providing a great product to someone else. um I don't know if that answers your question, but just kind of saying like, hey, I did that, good job me. You still got it, you can still work
Mhm.
hard, you can still um learn, and you can still be humble. And I haven't lost any of those qualities that I admire about myself. um does that make sense, or did I say that correctly? Did that make sense? Okay,
I think it
cool.
does. Yeah. No, you said it completely wrongly. I completely disagree with your assertion of yourself. No, no, I honor that a lot. I think of certain moments in my own life where that it felt very, what you said felt very true for me, where I wanted to just know I could, that I didn't necessarily, even though for me in the examples I'm thinking of for myself, they were kind of bigger items. The truth, the fact of the matter was that I didn't actually need to achieve something big. I just needed to feel like I still had it in me.
Yeah.
And so that resonates a ton, that finding a challenge that reminds me that I can, that kind of reinvigorates that sense of determination and drive,
Mhm.
is one that is very resonant for me, for sure. And I wonder if
I
that, for people who are making choices like these, that there's something in this industry where we're surrounded by challenge. Almost by definition, if you're working for a company in tech that's innovating, by its definition, it means that you're going to be encountering newish problems very frequently, at least as a team, you will. And so to that extent, that's kind of what makes it exciting, is yeah, there's an almost uncountable amount of ways to do the thing in software, but having just been able to do it at all and finding maybe a unique way of doing it that I see as unique and is exciting for the group I'm working with is where all the excitement can come from as well. So it's just the act of doing it that's fun.
Yes. And I didn't realize this until actually like after the boot camp and at my internship. Um, I didn't realize there how much more there is to tech than just tech. Like I do feel like there's this misconception of the tech industry as just being like, oh, everyone just stays behind their computers and makes stuff. I said, but and yes and no. Like you're still interacting with humans, whether um, on a professional level, like with your coworkers, and then your clients as well. It's not another computer asking another computer to make something for them. It's humans talking to one another because they're trying to achieve a certain goal or product. So having customer service skills and people skills also applies heavily to tech. And that was something that like personal training actually helped me with. So just kind of bringing in all of my career experiences into the tech industry also made me kind of realize like, huh, I can do this, and no experience that I have had was like, oh, I didn't really need that, like being a cashier did help me. Dealing with people did help me. So that is something that I do enjoy about this industry. Um, and yeah, I just wanted to put that in there. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's a part of this journey that so many career transitioners are taking that they discover along the way. And I'm always surprised by how much doubt there is that their prior experiences professionally, they doubt that they will have merit in this career path. I come from being a stage actor, which listeners have heard a lot about. And so, like you, I came from a quite different industry, yet at the same time as when I get the question, what have you used from that career or from your stage acting degree? It's like, oh my gosh, where do I even begin? Because so much of it translates over. And a journey that I have spoken about before that wasn't my own, but I met a woman at a conference who had come from being an attorney and was now a junior developer. And I remember sitting around a table and asking her, like, what did you take from being an attorney? And what have you taken from being an attorney that made you an incredible software developer, even though you are lacking some experience against your colleagues? And her answer was just great. It was like, oh my gosh, I can find a bug faster than anybody. And again, it was because as an attorney, so much time had spent figuring out where the gaps were, what was missing, where might the problem be, and how do we identify and hone that thing in, that skill easily translated over into the work she was doing as a software developer. And so to the point you made just now, all those customer service skills, the ability to work with people and meet them where they're at and show compassion. I mean, these are things that are 100% a part of the trade of software development. It's not
Mhm.
just about writing that code. And in fact, I would even take it a step further and say, in a lot of ways, those traits you just mentioned are almost more important than just being able to write the code. Obviously, you need to be able to deliver on that side too, but we've all worked with people who just have really poor communication skills, or they focus so heavily on their experience and they focus so heavily on what they want out of it that they forget that there's other people involved in that, even to the extent of the consumer or whoever's going to use it on the other end. There's so many other people involved, and
Yeah.
keeping that in mind is so important as we're
Yeah.
building code, that we keep that there. So anyway, that was a long thought, but it very much resonates for me of how frequently we can take other experiences and take them into our new career path and not necessarily have to feel like we've wasted our time over there in any way, shape, or form.